Normally, I don't really like to start off videos with such a heavy sentence, hard topic, but at the end of the day, I think it's very necessary for most people to understand that most people are insecure. They're just very good at hiding it. And I used to be one of those people. I know growing up, I didn't have too many friends. I was always a nice person, but I would say I didn't have my group of people, especially when it came to school, that I fit in with. I would say I was more on the nerdy side, but also seeing how I was the type of person who everybody knew of me, but I wouldn't say I had any like real close friends besides besides the certain people that I grew up playing online games with, who I did go to school with, but at the same time weren't in my grade, so they were older than me. It made me realize that one, growing up, I know I chased the attention of a lot of people, and I was definitely a people pleaser. Although I never went out of my way to just do certain wild, rambunctious things to make people like me, I always knew that a lot of my actions, the way I treated people, me being overly nice, considering a lot of people's feelings before my own, which is a good thing. It was my own personal way of trying to get people to like me and accept me, which in a way did feed into my insecurities, because at the same time, those same people who I grew up with, I can see now how it's probably good that I didn't fit in with certain groups, especially seeing how certain people are now growing up. But also at the same time, it allowed me to have that self-awareness and be able to think for myself. But especially with how the internet is, a lot of people like to put on a facade. Not everybody is truly who they say they are. You can see how a lot of people just like to show the best side of their life. They don't like to show the complicated side. They don't like to show their ups and downs. They don't like to show what they're really going through. They just want to show you a side of them so they can make you think that there is a specific image of them, when in reality, there's many sides to a person. Life isn't always sunshine and rainbows, but there are certain people in this world who don't want anybody to see their downfalls. They only want them to see their upside. And when you are the type of person who only wants to win but never wants to lose, you stagnate your growth. You don't become the person you're supposed to be. Instead, you formulate your idea in your head of who you want to be, and you just chase this image of perfection, when in reality, there's no reason for you to try to be perfect. Every day is a learning opportunity for you to be better, which is why we need to get into this video and crack down on the insecurities of not only myself, but also on everybody here. Got my notes ready, so just making sure that I am not only on task, but also structuring this video to get you guys the information you need. I know when it comes to insecurities, especially for guys, we not only want to make a lot of money, we not only want to have a beautiful girl on our arm, or for some guys, date multiple beautiful women. And lastly, you want to have and look a certain way in the public eye, and you want to not only be attractive, but you also want that attention to a certain extent. Not the way females want attention, but you want to be looked at and revered to a certain extent. I would say the word for a man, you want to be revered. The one thing that I know every man wants to be is reliable and redeemed. Not redeemed, but revered. That's the word. When it comes to going after girls, I in particular know that that was one of the biggest insecurities I had. It took a little while, up until recently, with a conversation I actually had with ChatGPT, for me to understand that I was putting too much emphasis on my identity when it came to trying to get a relationship. I always tried to tie the type of man that I am to the type of girl that I could attract. And even though I was doing that unknowingly, not only did it keep me at a lower vibration level, it kept me constantly chasing girls in a way that not only was frustrating, but also showed me that if I didn't stop, I was going to not only put myself in a bad position, but I was going to not move myself in a position that I wanted to be in. As you guys know, that in the previous past, unfortunately, not only was I a general manager, but I lost that job due to, realistically, looking for love in the wrong place. To not have too much of a story background in there, the reason why I got fired in particular was because I had a female server who was dating one of my male servers at the time, who I knew. I wouldn't say I was friends with him, but we had a good relationship where we were very friendly at work, and we would always often talk to each other because there were times where I would come in and he would be the only server serving at the time with maybe one or two servers because it was slow. So unfortunately they broke up. He ended the relationship with her, but at the same time she wasn't ready to move on and was so hung up on the fact that she liked him. I, unfortunately, like an idiot, went out of my way to not only write her a letter, but put words down in there that I shouldn't have, because I put my feelings in a place they didn't belong. Yes, being honest, I found her attractive, but at the same time, I am her manager and this is work. Never should I ever, at least now that I've learned, try to find love in the work environment. Why? Because unfortunately, if you haven't worked in too many places or if you've already faced this issue, people at work like to do this. They like to do this, and unfortunately, I've seen in so many different scenarios how even if you tell one person something, it somehow gets around to every single person. So trying to look for a relationship and or force a relationship at work, if it's not just coming naturally, could be one of the ways to not only spread information that you don't want to get around, but also is the number one way to, in a way, show you're chasing rather than attracting. Because when you're attracting somebody, it's not only easier, but it also doesn't have to be as hard. She and him liked each other. That's why not only was she upset when they broke up, but she was still in love with him afterwards. But at the same time, if the two feelings aren't mutual, there's no way for it to work. Me doing what I did, not only was it inappropriate because I'm her manager, it also just didn't look right because she had just gotten out of a relationship with somebody. So that's just very weird, and I take 100% accountability for doing something that I know 100% I shouldn't have, but that's because I know where at the time I was putting my feelings where they shouldn't have. And although I've done that multiple times, every day I'm learning, every day I'm understanding what I need to do and what I shouldn't do. But I would definitely say a lot of the occurrences that I faced recently when it comes to going after girls in the wrong way definitely showed me why I've been having such bad luck. But it also showed me that my own insecurity of constantly trying to go after a girl that I liked, whether it was appropriate or not, whether it was the right time or not, that just showed my, in a sense, insecurity and desperation for wanting to be in a relationship. Because I would say for me personally, a lot of the girls that I've had feelings for and or had crushes on or been attracted to, I've had many scenarios where those same girls have either opened up to me about previous relationships, or I've been in situations where they're either with the guy that they liked and they're not getting treated well and things don't work out. So unfortunately, my mindset, even though I don't try to have this mindset because it's not good, the actions that I display, unfortunately, is, to slang terms, be a captain, save a hoe. And you can't, as a man especially, do things for a girl or go out of your way to do things for a girl, like I've said in previous videos, to try and make it seem like you're the right guy for her. Attraction rules all, especially in the year 2026. So just doing things and just trying to get after a girl because maybe you like her without even understanding if she has those same feelings for you, or even seeing if she has those same feelings for you, is a recipe for disaster. And that's not only why I got fired, but it's also why she felt weird about what I did. Because me going out of my way to write that letter for her not only was inappropriate due to my position and her position, it just didn't feel right because she had no feelings for me after all, at all. And that's a perfect example of trying to chase a girl versus trying to attract a girl. Not only that, I didn't get the girl. I'm pretty sure at the time she still had feelings for him. So when you're trying to not only go after a girl, if she already has feelings for another guy, it's like if you're not that guy that she's already attracted to, it's like, what are you even doing? You're literally wasting your own time, because you have to now put in so much more effort just to replace the person she's already constantly thinking about. And you don't want to have to play that many games. You don't want to have to put on that much of a performance for anybody just for them to appreciate you for the person you are, especially if you know you're a normal, decent guy who does nothing, who's very normal. Like I said, I consider myself a normal guy. So realistically, when it comes to behavior like that, not only was it completely my fault, there was no reason for me to do that in the first place, because there's no reason for me to chase after a girl. I want to attract a girl, especially considering I was 25 at the time and in a restaurant manager position. But that's another reason why, when it comes to insecurities, you want to not only understand your own, but you want to be self-aware enough to try and hold yourself back from doing certain things that you know can be damaging to yourself. But the only way to really do that is to take a step back, analyze certain behaviors that you do, because in order to really understand yourself, you have to be able to sit down and see what you do often. The things that you do often define your behavioral patterns, and they also can give you information on why certain things in your life end up the way they do, because maybe you're doing the same thing constantly over and over. Like me, for example, all the girls that I've gone after and all the women that I've been attracted to, I would say since the age of 15 to the age of 26, I was doing the same thing with every single one of them, being overly performative towards them and trying to compensate for the fact that I liked them a lot more than they liked me, while at the same time trying to prove to them why I could be a good guy for them. That's not a good thing, because that's a lot of work that no guy who's actually attracted to a girl and a girl has genuine attraction for a guy has to do. That's why you've seen so many times where the quote-unquote bad boy gets the girl without doing anything, while the nice guy brings her flowers, takes her out on dates, writes her love letters, but gets nothing in the end, because he's doing too much for a girl who doesn't feel the same way about him, and that's just going to be leading you to failure. Why? Because that is giving the girl an I can have my cake and eat it too situation. She gets the benefits and boyfriend energy from you with the flowers, the nice treatment, the dates, but at the same time, her real genuine attraction can be focused towards somebody who, although she may want him to do the treatment of the nice guy, he's not doing it. So she'll not only gravitate towards him for one reason, but then gravitate towards the guy who does the right things for another reason, giving her not only access to both men, but also putting one man in a situation, and it's not her fault, but putting one man in a situation where he's doing more than another man without getting what the other man gets. And that's not only a level of insecurity that a lot of men have, but it also just goes to show you how you just constantly doing things for a girl or for anybody without them showing any type of emotional attraction towards you, any type of genuine feelings towards you, is going to set you up for ultimate failure. And I can say that's one of the things that I did, or that's the number one behavioral pattern that I specifically did, that not only made me fail constantly when looking for love, but it also constantly made me question and made me feel even more insecure every time, because I would put in so much effort trying to either talk to these girls, getting ghosted, trying to show them the real me, or show them how good of a guy I can be, without them even having that level of attraction towards me. So I'm trying to show them who I am without them wanting to really know who I am. And although none of them did this with malice or malintentions, at the end of the day, I can't sit around and act like I'm not the one who went out of my way and did all these things. That's why it's important for me to not only tell you guys what I did wrong, but help anybody else who's struggling with this understand that you don't have to sit around and question yourself constantly. The only thing you need to do is to be somebody who shows up genuinely and also puts in the genuine effort needed to get to where you want to be, while also understanding the things that can get you what you want with the continuous effort from working on yourself and understanding what you need to change from the past situations you've had and from the behaviors that you've done before that may not have yielded you the success you wanted. Insecurities are inevitable. There's not a single person on this entire planet who doesn't have some form of an insecurity, but there's ways to work on not letting your insecurities affect you, especially when going out into your own daily life and trying to complete challenges and achieve your goals. For example, confidence can be achieved through doing the hard tasks that not only bring you up socially, bring you up financially, bring you up mentally, but also bring you up physically. Like I've said before and will continue to preach, the easiest and number one way that everybody, especially if you're a man, the number one way to not only decrease your insecurity, this number one insecurity, but also increase your confidence is getting in the gym. Not only will having a physically fit body, as you've seen in my previous videos, like I started going to the gym, not only will having a physically fit body increase your confidence, but it will also decrease your insecurity of wanting to go out into the public. You'll be more open to speaking to new people. You'll be more open to talking and also chasing after new opportunities because you know you look more presentable. With a nice physique, not only are you going to stand tall and proud, you're going to not only be the highlight of the room, because as you've all seen, it's very rare to not only be fit, but it's also very rare to be consistent when it comes to taking care of your health. The biggest trend, especially since COVID, when everybody was locked in, not going anywhere, has been getting physically fit and going to the gym. You've seen how not only it's blown up on social media, but it's become a trend through all the different products, all the different advertisements, and all the different gyms and gym clothing companies that not only advertise to us, but also want us to use their products. So there's so many different accessories and things to not only start your fitness journey, but it's also the number one way to not only advance yourself when it comes to doing what is going to get you where you want to be. And by getting in the gym, increasing your physical capabilities, working on your health, not only focusing on your hygiene and taking care of your looks, whether it's your facial appearance or your physical appearance, it's going to increase your confidence to a level where you'll question why you never started taking care of yourself. I'm telling you this from personal experience, and as you've seen in my videos, and if you go on my Instagram, the photos are all the proof that you need. Looking like that makes you feel like you could take on even Genghis Khan at his prime. And I'm not even exaggerating. But it all starts with you taking action and understanding that the only problem, at least for getting to where you want to be, is you. You're overthinking, you care too much, and you're letting your insecurities ruin your life. You're letting them run how you mentally operate, and you're stagnating yourself because you're thinking about what could go wrong versus what could go right as you keep doing these tasks day after day. Like you've seen me do, I'm on here. Not only do I mess up, I stutter a little bit, but I'm making sure to deliver value, and I'm making sure to talk to you guys like as if you were my friend, my brother, or my sister. Because whether you're a man or a woman, even though I know it's mostly guys watching this, everybody can not only understand but also relate to what I'm saying, because we all have insecurities. Either whether it's financial insecurities about not making enough money, wanting to get a new job, physical insecurities of not having the best physique, or even relationship insecurities of trying to question why you can't get in a relationship or not be able to attract the person that you want. All these things bother us sometimes either more than other people, every day or every other day. But these things can be worked on. They don't have to be things that you constantly think can never be changed, but it all starts with you and making that one decision to not let anything stop you from doing what you know you're supposed to do. So if you're insecure, get in the gym. If you're insecure, start looking at new opportunities, new avenues to not only make more money, but also challenge yourself and push yourself to get to where you want to be. It's not easy, but at the same time, nothing is easy. Everything in life is hard. Being fat is hard because you have to eat a lot of food to continuously be fat. Getting in shape is hard because you have to do a lot of exercises, and you not only have to eat a proper diet, but you also have to look at yourself and shape yourself in a new form to keep that physique. But everything has its sacrifice. You sacrifice to not only get what you want, but you also sacrifice to not get what you want. So you have to just pick what you're willing to sacrifice. Are you willing to sacrifice the things you want and stay where you are? Or are you willing to sacrifice your time, your effort to get where you want to be and get the things that you want out of life? It's up to you to decide. So don't hesitate to make that decision. Don't overthink making that decision. Get a notepad, get a pen and paper, and write down what you want, write down what you don't want, and start focusing on what you're going to do to balance those two things out. Understand what's stopping you from getting what you want and remove those variables from your life. Like I said in the previous video, humans can be lazy, but we can also be very hardworking. You need to understand what's stopping you from getting to where you want to be and remove those things in your way. If you have anything that's stopping you, whether it's you constantly scrolling on social media, whether it's you constantly playing video games, whether it's you constantly doing things that are just distracting you and making you waste time, you need to put all of those to the side because those will not help you. The only thing that's going to help you right now is focusing on your goals, focusing on your dreams, and getting rid of all those insecurities that not only foster in your mind, but also come up in your mind when you see people doing things that you wish you could do, but also when you're in a situation and you feel like you're not able to do what you want to do. Don't let those feelings constantly chain you to the ground and don't allow you to move forward. You are capable of great things, so like I will always say, you need to just get it in gear. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.